So I know Eric, we and I connected. We had a historic relationship that allowed us to connect better. But what was the catalyst? What was the thing that caused you to kind of really say, "Hey, this is something to start tackling"? And Eric, I'll let you take the lead on that answer.
Yeah, sure. So, so we were in year 25, and starting with just TJ and I to start, and made many pivots along the way as technology changed and the environment changed. I'm a bit of a kind of a business junkie. I'd been a Vistage member. I tried to adopt all sorts of different things that I had learned or read into the business that would help it run better. You know, um, cleaner, smoother, whatever I could. And TJ was kind of a willing partner in this most of the time. And but none of them really sort of had captured the entirety of the business, right? They were kind of like spot solutions, right? And I'm sure, if we get our behaviors right, that'll fix it. If we get our, core values, if we try to run this model or that model. And so I was always trying to look for that thing that could keep the business simple, keep us focused, and it, never really stuck. So in 2019, I had heard of EOS, Rick, and when you posted it on your LinkedIn, I remember reaching out to you and inviting you up to do a session. And I kind of felt right away like it was a little more complete system. And I remember saying to TJ, I think we got to do this. And again, he was a willing participant. And I described what I thought would be the things it could help solve. And certainly these things were pain points for both of us. And we went along with it. So, at that point, the business, we were having success as we narrowed our offering, so kind of the premise of simplifying the business was kind of in motion, but there was a lot of other parts of the business that were still fairly chaotic. So I was ready and hungry for something that could help us manage that. So, I don't know what you were
Yeah,
thinking
perfect.
at the time when I brought it to you, but that's where I was.
Yeah, I think it was kind of interesting. Like Rick, I don't know if I even told you the story, but like our management team had grown quite a bit, right? And you know how that is. You're two owner operators. You got 80 people reporting into you. You know everybody. Everyone knows you. There's no bull
Yeah.
between. And when we started bringing in like seasoned people like Kevin Brown and Mike Skubish and some of the other sort of middle management roles, it started to get really hard to message, and it's really hard to get everybody on the same page. And my memory of EOS and it being brought in is that I noticed in a bunch of leadership meetings, Erik was like on his like 38th like new thing that he wanted to try with us. So every like 6 months he was always trying to do something to get us all on the same page and communicate better and be aligned. We had these little booklets. I'm trying to see if I have one at my desk here. And I remember he was kind of doing this weird stuff. He like was doing spreadsheets he'd never done, and he was kind of pseudo trying to move in this direction of consistency and organization. And we did that actually for a few months. And then he brought EOS up. He brought you and your history, Rick, going all the way back to Cabletron. And I love the idea. I usually fight everything he likes for a week and then go home and come back on Monday and I'm good. And that was when this whole thing sort of made sense that, oh, he had been piloting this on us for a little while, kind of trying to do it on his own. And we weren't
Sure.
really, the gears weren't turning. They were better, but it was still hard to get it down through the business and into everybody's hands. And then you came in and you ran, I think was it a 2 or 3 day when I first met you? And you prepped us for what that was going to be like as well. I think we did the 90-minute meetings with you
Yeah, exactly.
and all of that stuff. And that was just kind of a light for me. I'm a system guy. I love systems. The way Pixel was organized was a system that I had put in 1995, 6, and 7, right? So I loved it, and there was sort of a sense of structure there that I appreciated more than I had appreciated all the other things we were trying. So.
Yeah, I do remember because your appetite was super strong. That first meeting was intended to be 90 minutes. And I remember for me, you guys were my second client. I think you were my second meeting. And that 90-minute meeting went 3 hours. And I remember walking out feeling like, whoa, that was pretty intense.